Hi, today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2017. It's the second day of the fourth week of Lent, and even though it's dark outside right now, this is the first day of the year when the day is longer than the night, so I'm looking forward to the summer. And if you want to go to Scandinavia, you really should come in the summer. You should avoid Malmö though, and parts of Stockholm, but I digress. And this is a Sweet Speaks. And I would like to say a few words about why the European countries badly needs a First and a Second Amendment. I am of course referring to the First and Second Amendments to the US Constitution. The First Amendment being the one protecting free speech, and the second one being the one giving American citizens the right to keep and bear arms, because both of these are needed in Europe, and free speech is under attack. And the problem with free speech in Europe, or at least in some European countries, I think Sweden might be the extreme case, but Sweden is not the only one. But let's take Sweden first. And they do it about the same way in Sweden and in Norway. In Sweden and in Norway, you are usually not prosecuted for what you're saying, although that happens too. But that's not how it usually goes. What usually happens is you are saying something, and it's not politically correct, and you are being ostracized from society. Someone Googles your name, someone Googles my name, and you can't get hired because you are a difficult person. You have a lot of opinions. And you are saying them, you are writing them, you have a YouTube channel, you are blogging, whatever. They find your opinions, and you are a difficult person. I know lots of people who have problems because of this, both in Sweden and also some in Norway. A Norwegian person I know, I will not mention any names or anything, but that person complained on his or her Facebook page that he or she could not find a job, even though in spite of the education the person had. And the comments the person got to this was that you should stop being so opinionated, because employers Google you, they find your opinions, and they don't want to hire you. And the person who wrote this thought that there was nothing to say about that. That was just the way it was. You had to adapt to that. And I mean, I have been opinionated as long as I can remember, for the last 30 years, I would say. And I think I will continue this way as long as I live on this planet, as long as my earthly life continues. So I really have no sympathy for that. Well, for the just shut up and everything will be nice. Yes, that is the problem. The problem is that people shut up so that the few people who actually are standing up for something will be ostracized. And okay, I have to say this. Who are going to warn you about Islamization if everyone shuts up because it's not politically correct? And I have noticed that people have started to talk about this now. The opinion corridor has become a little broader. Even in Sweden, they have started to discuss this. I have said this for years, since 2014. I know people who have been saying this for 10 years or more. Is anyone telling us, you know what, you were right. We're sorry we called you racist and fascist and bigots and Islamophobes. Is anyone saying that to us? I have yet to hear one. I am waiting, and I will be nice if someone says that to me or writes it to me. I will not rub it in their face. I will say thank you. But I have yet to hear it from even one person. Anyway, in Norway, the two biggest newspapers, VG, which stands for Verdens Gang, and it means something like, well, how the world goes. Dagbladet, that would be sort of the daily news or something, and the government or the license payer funded TV network NRK are teaming up to crush fake news. They are going to expose fake news. Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, actually, I like if fake news are exposed as fake news. But the problem is, a lot of the stuff that these media, the mainstream media, both the privately owned mainstream media and the license payer funded NRK, a lot of the stuff they are promoting is fake or heavily biased. And guess which way? It's not biased in my direction. Let me tell you that. But actually in Britain there are some good news. Because there has been a lot of problem in Britain on British universities. They have been almost as bad as, maybe as bad as in America, I think. And as bad as Sweden. Because certain opinions have been almost impossible to voice at British universities and college campuses. Because you have been effectively blocked by groups silencing you. And of course, we are talking about conservative traditionalist opinions. Try being against abortion on a British college or a British university. That hasn't been easy. And a lot of conservative or traditionalist associations have just been blocked from even entering campuses. So now the government of Her Majesty's government in the United Kingdom will now force the universities in the United Kingdom to defend free speech. I hope that they will achieve this. I mean, I hope. We'll see what happens. I might have to come back to this later. Then we have the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms. I know that in America it's still considered to be like, well, a human right sort of. While Europeans usually think that, oh, those gun-loving Americans. I agree with those gun-loving Americans. Not because I love guns, I don't. Not because I like shooting, I don't. But because I like the idea of being able to defend myself. I like the idea of being able to defend the people I love. This includes spouses, family, neighbors, what have you. And someone put on a sticker in Prague. I saw a picture on Wikipedia, actually, but I saw a picture because it's about the EU's firearms directive, which is being which was recently ratified by the EU Parliament, sadly. And someone put up a sticker in Prague, and the sticker said, and I am quoting, "Would you really like nobody legally armed to be anywhere nearby?" Yeah, would you really like that? I think you know what the point is, but I will point it out to anyone who are not getting the point. The point is that criminals will be armed anyway. But in a society where the criminals know that law-abiding citizens are able to defend themselves, there will be less crime. And there are statistics on this. I mean, we got the now classic books, More Guns, Less Crime, of which I read parts many years ago. And you could look at US statistics, and I think maybe one or two of my viewers could even assist me in getting that statistics. But as far as I understand, cities run by democratic mayors with tough gun laws have more crime than cities with easier access to guns for law-abiding citizens. And one of the things with the EU directive on firearms, because it's even worse than the laws in Sweden. Because in Sweden, hunters were allowed to have guns. Of course, you have to get the permit and so on. And it's the same thing here in Norway. A hunter can get a gun. You can join a shooting club and you can eventually you will get a permit unless you have done something criminal. And yeah, if you're clean, you will get a gun. But you have to go through certain procedures. So it's possible in Sweden, it's possible in Norway. If you join a shooting club, if you're a registered hunter, something like that, you can't just get a gun for if you say that you want to be able to defend yourself and your family, sadly, because I think that should be enough. And of course that your mentally stable, and so on. But the problem with the EU firearms directive is that you are not even allowed now to transport half-automatic rifles, because they are reclassified as A weapons, which means you cannot transport them from one place to another. So you might be allowed to own one, but you're not allowed to transport it. I mean, this is crazy. And I want to say something, because this is an ideological question. This is not just a practical issue. The thing is, I have been saying in private conversations for a while now that I think that Europe, or Western Europe, might actually be Islamized. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong, but that might actually happen. Because if the jihadists, if the Islamists manage to overturn the government, Western Europeans can't really defend themselves. Most of them have no weapons. But in America, yeah, they could try. Just like they could try having a Marxist overturn of government in America and try establishing some sort of Soviet republic there. But people are armed. And especially, the reason why liberals in America cannot pull off a revolution is this. The conservatives have guns. The sane people, the sane law-abiding people have guns. And that does not only protect their own lives and the lives of their loved ones, it even protects freedom itself. And that's what we need. Freedom needs to be backed up by something more than words. It needs to be backed up by something more than trusting politicians. Why should you trust politicians? No. We need the freedom of speech. We need the right to own and carry arms, and the right to own and carry arms will defend the freedom of speech. That's what we need. We need it in Europe, and to any Americans watching, you need to stay that way. Please. And that's what I have to say about this right now. I would like to thank the people who are supporting this channel. Through prayers, through PayPal, through Patreon. I just realized I got a new patron on Patreon, and I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate all my patrons at Patreon. I appreciate everyone who sends donations once in a while. So I'm happy for that. Thank you very much. And please carry on. And I also know that there are people praying for me and for this channel. And I appreciate that too very much. I appreciate everyone who is watching. I appreciate everyone who is sharing these videos. I appreciate the comments, even the nasty ones, because then at least I get to think about why I think the way I do, why I have these opinions, and that is also a useful exercise for me, if nothing else. So, anyone, please keep on watching, please keep on commenting, please subscribe, or keep on subscribing, please keep on donating, please keep on praying, and that's it. This is A Swede Speaks. Have a nice day.